Alright, easy start with Unreal Engine. We're going to use first person template and I'm going to show you how to do it. Double click on your icon and launch Unreal. I'm using 427. If you do use VR, we need to launch 426. So here we can choose which templates we want to use. We're going to use the game template, and in some cases for production I'm going to use film, but those I'm not really using. So game, click next. Here we got all the templates that most likely we're going to use. So in this case we're going to use first person. This is the one that walks. It got weapons, which I'm going to show you how to delete. If we do virtual reality, then yeah, of course we need to start something else. Okay, so now click first person and click next. Here we're going to choose blueprint, maximum quality. We're going to disable ray tracing because this is for rendering. So ray tracing disabled. Desktop console, we're going to do desktop. When we do VR, we need to choose the mobile option. And no starter content. You can experiment and see what's inside with the package, but for now I'm just going to use no starter content. And let's type test 1 and create project. That's just basically a test project. So there's a folder going to be created inside documents, Unreal Engine projects. Okay, so we got our Unreal Engine up and running. So here we have a list of objects that we can find in our scene, and it says one lighting needs to be rebuilt. So we have here lighting, light mass importance volume. This is for baking. It makes really good quality. We use post-process volume. This is actually like doing a post-production, so it's got a lot of those bloom effects. So it's already inside, it's already added. If you want to add stuff to Unreal, you can just drag and drop it from here. So we have a bunch of like basic objects. We have a bunch of lights that we can drop, cinematic cameras, level sequence. This is where we do the camera animation and all the other animation if you want to render that. We got visual effects, fog, sphere, geometry, volumes, different volumetric things here, and all classes, so basically all the objects. Okay, so in this template everything that we have already adjusted. So we have the sun. If we rotate it, it's getting updated. We have here the player. So if we click play, we'll be able to play here, walk to the sides. Okay, and if you click escape, we'll be able to get out. Now we don't need those, so we can go and delete those. We have blueprints, and those actually are codes that you can say what to do inside Unreal Engine. So we're going to open our level blueprint. Here we do all the functionality, whatever we want to do in the level. But for this guy, we have to go, let's do browse assets. So we can locate assets. All of those assets are located here. So if we go and we can browse the content, so we have geometry, meshes, materials, this for the weapon, first person blueprint. So if you click this, it will give you overview because this is a template. It will show you what's what. Why don't we actually do that? So tutorial, riff, blueprint, visual, first person, it contains player character. So this is the guy, this is called player character, which viewed from first person perspective, moved about the level, fire and look around. Okay, double click on the asset. As we cover them, you want to take a closer look at them. Okay, so you can double click and it will just basically zoom in on the object. Okay, so go through those. It will tell you what's what actually here, the explanation about this, about those things, the target, the sound, how to play, and basically that's it. So if you want to read a little bit about what's what, it's kind of good practice. We have here animations. Okay, so let's go into this guy, right? So we can browse him, and we go inside and we see bunch of blueprints for the functionality of that. So what we need to delete the spawn because we don't need that. So delete, compile. Okay, so this is working now. Attached gun and mesh, we don't need that, so delete, compile, everything's working. Now let's delete those guys here too. Okay, and go see what's not compiling. These guys, so I guess we can delete them too. Okay, so everything compiled. No hands. Save. So that's how you work every object. You can open it and start programming, basically putting blueprints and telling what you want to do, how you want to interact. If things intersect, you can fire up things to do, you know. Okay, so if we click play now, you can see we don't have the shooting, we don't have much of that stuff. Now we can walk. And I don't know if we can jump. Yeah, we can jump. Okay. Now here, what else we've got? Something very important is our project settings. So here we got all the project settings and all the configurations. The most important one are those here, because every time you load, you want to load your level. So this whole thing works by creating levels. Our level is our scene. Like in 3ds Max, we have a bunch of scenes, but here we can have one project that will have, you know, a bunch of scenes. Okay, so let's find our first person level, materials, textures, blueprint, maps. So that's probably right here. Yeah, that's first person example map. Now you can create a new level, basically file, new, and you can choose either blank, empty, completely dark. So that's what I normally do. I choose the darkest one because I set up all the lighting and everything, but you can also choose something that has day already. So let's save this, all the changes that we made, and open the one with the lighting. So here we can start importing datasmith or FBX files that come from 3ds Max. If we have some animations, bunch of little objects, datasmith will work just perfect. If we have cars and characters, we need to use FBX. Okay, so that's a level. Let's save this level. Save current as, and let's save it level 1. Okay, and now we need to update that in the project. So every time we open, we're gonna load our level 1 as a beginning. Okay, so here basically we have a lot of different configurations that you want to do. Like if we want to activate ray tracing, we can activate it here. Ambient occlusion, it's by default on, but if we want to do mobile, we gotta activate it here. So a lot of cool features been activated from here. And also a lot of things being added as plugins that sometimes not active in this. So we have project settings and we have the plugins. That's another window that we can load a bunch of cool stuff. So for instance, Datasmith is not loaded by default, so we need to activate it and then restart. Every time we add a plugin, we have to restart. So I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do it in the Datasmith example, but for now I just want to show we have, for instance, HDRI backdrop that also not being activated as default. So I'm going to enable that, click restart, and voila, we loaded our level, the new one being loaded because we selected in maps. Now if I want to do, for instance, let's see what we have here. Well, we have here directional light floor, player. You see we adjusted the player and it saved the whatever we deleted, it's kind of saved it for the player, so there's no arms. It got the changes from the previous file. Okay, so we have here dome, we have here skylight, and we have atmosphere, directional light. So basically let's delete the lights. Directional light, skylight. Okay, now let's add HDRI. So previously you won't be able to see that, you need to activate it through plugins like I showed you, but this is how you bring HDRI to your scene. And now you can keep bringing things, you know, roads, animations, and all of that will be covered in the upcoming videos of how to use Unreal Engine. Okay, so that's it for now. I think we covered the interface, how the level's been created, how we can navigate through the level editor, and other functions of objects. I'm going to show how to manipulate them here. So every time we choose an object, we get materials that we can also locate if we click on this magnifier. Okay, a very easy way to locate objects in that scene. Alright, so if I click on background, we can see that this background consists of HDRI map that we can load, we can change, and oops, it's a size, but we can rotate it. It's a projection center, here the rotation, oops. Let's see if we can rotate it. Yep. So that's how you rotate it, and you can see the rotation updates and the reflection, everything's real time. Okay, so that's the quick start. Try to repeat those, and more information will follow.